What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rube Money, back with the Better Sweet Life. Man, in this video, it's not gonna be nothing crazy, man. It's literally just gonna be me talking again. It's not really any racing or anything like that. It's just kind of to give you all an update of what's been going on and kind of what the road to the fastest 535 in the world means, and the kind of things like that, kind of break it all down, why I'm not really posting a lot of content, a lot of like unboxings and things like that. So starting off with the actual car. The car's been at the shop. It's been sitting for a hot minute. It's getting worked on at the mechanics. Now what they're doing is basically they're redoing everything, all the internals. They're forging the whole internals. Now that would have been put relatively quickly. They actually pulled the car apart in a matter of like 2 days, and they would have been able to put everything back in like 2 days. In a week it all would have been done. However, while that was happening, I actually came across closed deck conversion. Now of course a closed deck conversion is going to be significantly better. If you don't know what that is when you get your block, right, the N55 block, it's an open deck. So around the actual cylinders or whatnot, right, where the pistons go, it's actually open there, right? It's like there's nothing really there. So what happens is that softens up after a long time of abuse and kind of like a lot of power and things like that. It starts to deform its shape because obviously there's nothing there. So it starts to, what they say, oval out, right? So instead of being a perfect circle, it'll start to like kind of like oval out, which would make your car run like straight crap. So I'm trying to take preventative measures on my car. When I came across that conversion, I was first waiting for VAC Motorsports. That's the only person I kind of found out that did it. Doing all this research, I only came across VAC. I contacted them. I waited 2 months for a response. They never responded back. They literally have never responded back, even to this day. Like, they still haven't responded back. So I ended up doing a little bit more research and came across the originators of the conversion process. Like, they actually created the whole conversion process. VAC only started doing it on BMWs first, but the original creators of this was actually CSS, cylinder support system. So yeah, CSS. So I'm going through CSS now. The guys over there, they're great. I believe his name is Jeff. I believe it's Jeff or Greg. Sure, it's Jeff. Great guy, man. He's super cool guy. You have any questions for him, he's willing to answer them. Super communicative. Like, I'm able to call him and he'll actually pick up. Sometimes he won't pick up because of course he's busy. He's probably in another call doing his own thing, but real cool guy. It's really easy to get in contact with them. VAC Motorsports, they had no answers. You talk to somebody. I'm not from that department. I'm not from the build shop. You need to send in a paper, send in an email, and wait for a response. They have a mess going on over there. They still haven't even got back to me. It's been over 4 months now. Over there at CSS, they told me to basically ship it as soon as possible and just get it done. It's going to take 8 to 10 weeks since I'm doing the closed deck conversion, boring and honing, and doing oversized pistons and the whole nine, right? So that's basically where the car is. The car's been sitting, waiting for that to happen. Finally sent it over to them, and now I'm just waiting for that. Now while that's happening, since, like I said, my car sitting has nothing in there, there's no transmission in there either. So I'm trying to save money, right, is have my transmission shipped out to Pure Drivetrain, Pure Drivetrain Technologies, Pure, the transmission people, all right, Pure, whatever. I'm trying to have my transmission done by them so I can at least get that situated. If I don't have a transmission upgrade, I'm basically doing all this for nothing, because this transmission can only, from my understanding, can only hold up to 500 wheel. So if I'm trying to go a little bit above that or whatever it is, for reliability purposes, I want to get the transmission done at least at stage 1. So I'm trying to get that done so I can save money. Since the transmission's already out, all I got to do is ship it. Once my mechanics put it back in, it's just slapping it in there. Nothing else changes. There's really no other labor charges, because literally the same part they already took out. So that's pretty much what's going on with the build. It's completely gutted when it comes to like motor and whatever, interior cylinder, but the motor itself, transmission, is completely gone. Also trying to get some custom axles and drive shaft and all that good stuff done. That's all a lot of money, more money than I kind of expected, but it is what it is. So whatever, that's what it comes down to when it comes to the builds. I mean, you start learning that you need more parts, and this is going to probably break on you, this is going to be unreliable, and blah blah blah. I don't want to be in the middle of a track day or whatever it is, in the middle of a race, snap an axle, snap my drive shaft. I'm not with it. I'm really not trying to do that. I'm trying to avoid that at all costs. So I'm just basically going through all the measurements to avoid that from happening. So yeah, the car is not yet the fastest, right? It's not the fastest 535i by any means. I'm only full bolt on stage 2 stock turbo, off the shelf map, right? So it's definitely nowhere near the fastest. The road to the fastest 535i is because I'm getting it there. Now, the reason why I haven't posted any parts or anything like that is because I'm not sure what route I want to take yet. I'm not sure what will really take off with this YouTube channel, what the, you know, what you all want to see, right? I'm trying to break records with this car. I'm trying to be the fastest 535i F10 in the world. In order to do so, I'm going to have to break records. I'm going to have to make sure it goes fast enough, put it up on Draggy, so on and so forth, right? Now, if I'm going to start racing, I don't want people to know my setup. I don't want people to know my horsepower. I don't want people to know what my build really consisted of, which parts did what. You know what I'm saying? Like, what parts I bought for what. Of course, anybody could do the research and know, hey, I need to do this, 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 and this to upgrade the car and fully build the car. Anybody knows that. What not everybody knows is the combination, right, that I did. So basically, it's my secret recipes. You guys can go VRSF. I probably didn't go VRSF. You know, and things like that. I can tell you straight up, on my 5 Series, I have no VRSF parts. None of my parts are VRSF. And from my understanding is because those parts were made in China. So I really had a thing against VRSF in the beginning. I mean, now I'm cool with them. I got a downpipe for the 430i, VRSF, chilling, perfect fitment, no issues. So I guess, yeah, for some things you can go with them. But from my understanding is that they are a little heavier parts, things like that. But regardless, right, if it's just for like a whatever build, if you're really not trying to take it all that serious or whatever, and you really don't care, or you really don't care about the extra weight, if it is a thing, of anybody, I haven't weighed anything. I haven't weighed downpipe to downpipe, intercooler to intercooler. I haven't done that. But from my understanding is that some work better than others, and things like that, whatever. So that's why I'm really not posting what parts I got. I could have done 1,000 videos of just unboxings. I really could have. But I'm not sure where I want to go with this build. I don't know if I want to show the parts I got to make the power that I'm making. I don't know if I want to show you guys what turbo I'm putting in there. I don't know if I want to show you guys what pistons or rods or whatever I'm using, right? I'm sure some of my parts other people already have, but from the videos I've seen, there are some parts that I definitely have that other people don't on that specific platform. A lot of the parts that I'm getting are one-offs, right? That they've never done them before. So I know for a fact these companies at least haven't done these parts. So it's not a thing that's in their inventory. It's not a thing that's been commonly done. It's something that every time I talk to somebody, it's like, okay, well, that is the first, right? So that's kind of like where I'm at. That's why I don't want to post what parts I get, or whatever it is. Probably won't be posting the horsepower. Now, if I'm racing and I start, you know, racing for money or whatever it is, of course I don't want to know. People shouldn't know that. I don't want people to know that. Now, if the channel just becomes more of a, you know, it becomes more of a channel thing, people want to see the build, people are interested in the build, then of course I'll go ahead and show that how much horsepower I'm making, review all the parts, the breakdown of all the parts I got. Of course they won't be unboxings because they'll be installed in the car already, but you know, I'll be talking about everything that I've done to it and things like that. So that's a different story. Just all kind of dependent on what route my channel takes. Is it more of a racing channel, or is it more of a reviews and stuff like that of how I got to being the fastest 535i F10? So it's just all dependent on how that goes. Now, again, I said I know I'm not the fastest. I know about Renan. I know about some other Asian dude that's running a meth injection up in, I don't know if it's Thailand, Bangkok. I have no clue where it is. So I know he's Asian. That's as much as I know. that I'm sure his is faster than mine now, and a bunch of others right now, right? There's anybody that probably got a custom tune on their build currently, like just full bolt-on, is already pushing more power than me. I'm doing an off-the-shelf map, so it's, for me, it's whatever right now. Plus, I'm not driving the car. The car is sat. I'm not doing nothing with it. Now, I can make some videos on the 430i. You know, it's a B48, so it is a dope car. It is very snappy. It's a fun, small, everyday car. And I think the B48 is a great engine, completely overshadowed by the B58. But all things considered, the B48 is literally the B58, but with just 2 less cylinders. The same forged internals, the same type of cooling system, the same setup, everything's the same. So if you like the little 4-bangers, if you can't afford, you know, the B58, B48 is a great option. Pretty much the same mods you can do to a B58 you can do to a B48 and get the same amount of horsepower gains. I'm not saying you're going to be as fast as a B58 with the same mods. I'm saying you'll probably get the same amount of gains per mod on the motor. Other than that, man, if you guys are interested in seeing more, you know, or seeing any B48 videos, what I've done to this car, it is not an impact, but you know, I've already done some things to it, and I'll show you guys real quick. You know, if you can see that, I don't know how well you guys can see it. Yeah, you know, I've done some small things to it, nothing crazy at all, but it has some things. I am planning on probably doing a little review on the Sparko seat.